Campers.
Hi.
I'm Spike.
I'm Chris.
This is Geeking Out, and we are in the aftermath. We have seen such art. We've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp: QUANTUMANIA. Chris, I'm going to tell Chris, I'm going to tell all of y'all, as the father of two grown children, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, I'm not even upset. I'm just very, very disappointed, and I know exactly what that means. Chris, cue these people in on what in the world Ant-Man and the Wasp: QUANTUMANIA thought it was doing.
Alright, so, usually I would tell you, like, a little bit of the plot and everything, and I'm just going to be absolutely honest. It's not worthy of me doing any of that. It is... Oh, okay, listen.
Okay, there's no... Look, hold on. Normally we would start warning about spoilers. There is no point talking about the plot of this movie. None.
Nah, there's no reason to talk about the plot, because it's not worth seeing.
Okay.
Period. Sorry.
I'm going to say this. I told you this yesterday when we were walking out of the theater after this movie was over. We got to the first end scene. I don't even know if there's a second credit scene. I don't care.
Don't care.
I really don't. I actually, we stood there and looked at each other when we were in the seats after we finished watching the first one in the Council of Kings. There's no spoiler there. You'll know about it. And Chris turned and looked at me and said, "Is there a second credit scene?" And I said, "Does it matter?" And we both said no, and we left. So
yeah,
the first rule of superhero movies, Kevin Feige, if he doesn't know it, he's learned it by now. First rule, never make your audience root for the villain. This is not a joke. I was rooting for the villain Kang from roughly the point where Michael Douglas uses the word socialism in an unironic way. From that, and that was roughly halfway through the movie. And this is a 2-hour movie, which is a standard length for a movie. Too long. This should have been a Disney Plus episode. This should have been one of the Marvel shorts, honestly. And not just for the reasons you mean, Chris, because there's just not enough plot to fill 2 hours, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Was there a plot?
Not really, but this should have ended in 5 minutes, because the thing about Ant-Man that I know, that every comic book reader who is aware of Ant-Man knows, and this is the one thing that separates him from the Atom, who is a superior hero in every single way, is that Ant-Man can grow big. And considering just how bad these movie makers are compensating for something, you would think they would care about growing big. If Ant-Man, his entire family gets shrunk down to quantum size, I'm just going to call it super fun sized, because I'm not going to keep using the word quantum, because let's not besmirch the realm of quantum theory or quantum mechanics with this garbage, okay? Everybody gets shrunk down to super fun size. All Ant-Man has to do is grow to roughly 20 times his original size, stomp Kang into the dirt, and stomp all the villains into the dirt, and the movie's over in 5 minutes. Ta-da! That's it. Although, personally, if I were Scott Lang, the modern Ant-Man, I would have left everybody there and hightailed it back and said, I don't know who any of them were, including my daughter. There is not a single likable the closest thing to a likable person in this entire movie, there's 2 of them. Scott Lang, which I'm surprised at. Not really. And Kang. Kang is the only other likable person in the entire movie. This is not a joke. Think back on the entire movie. I'm sorry. You have to. We're doing a review here. If you think back on the entire movie, all 2 hours of it, aside from Scott Lang himself, because he occasionally shows a sense of humor, The only other likable person is Kang, because Kang keeps warning Lang, you get it? Kang keeps warning Lang, you don't want to do anything to me because I'm the one who's keeping everything from dying in this timeline. So Scott Lang kills him anyway. Perfect. And then at the end of it, I would say spoilers, but nobody cares. He doesn't care. He's been stunned into silence. You have actually, congratulations, Kevin Feige. You have rendered him totally inert on this. He cares so little about this movie, he can't even interject. He's just staring here. Look at this face. Look at this face. I mean, just look at it. He's disgusted with you. He despises all of this. He has wasted his time. He's wasted his money. He's gone in actually dumber than when he first went in. It cost him IQ points to see this film. I give you a 0, Kevin Feige. You get no points, and we are all dumber for having seen it. Thank you. So, what we find out is that after 2 hours of the movie, like I said, Scott Lang kills Kang the Conqueror. Spoilers. We go to the initial end credits. We get the credit scene, and it's the Council of Kangs, and they're going to run the roughshod all over the MCU. And at this point, I'm rooting for them, because what that scene did was negated the entire movie. Everything that happened in this movie, and I don't know if you realize this or not, everything that happened in that movie, all the adversity that the heroes went through, every one of the villains' plans, all of it came to naught because the heroes utterly failed to stop the threat. They misrecognized the threat, and they don't know it, except, again, for the one likable guy in the entire movie, Scott Lang, who managed to survive this. And yes, that includes Michael Douglas, that includes Evangeline Lilly, that includes everybody else. Scott Lang realizes at the end of the movie, holy crap, I screwed up. And then you can tell where Kevin Feige does the rewrite, because he's like, never mind, and he just starts moving down the street again to the tune of some insane reason, Welcome Back Kotter, which was set in New York, Brooklyn to be exact, and nowhere near San Francisco. And by the way, not a single homeless person defecating in the street, so they're lost any authenticity about San Francisco right there. I don't think we've been doing this show, what, 4 years? Geeking out? This is the least Chris has ever said in any episode of Geeking Out, because it is just...
I mean, if you want me to talk, I'll talk here.
Do you want to talk about this movie?
Listen.
Sick him, Chris.
He literally said that there was 2 likable characters. Then there was the whole Kang the Conqueror group meeting thing that happened in the end credit thing. Here's the thing. I don't care.
The Kang convention.
I really do not care. Kang is supposed to be the big baddie in the next phases of the Marvel movies.
Phase 5 of the MCU.
He's supposed to be bigger and badder than Thanos. He was introduced in the Loki series. Was not impressed. This was his big shot. And honestly, I was definitely not impressed. Really did not care. Didn't care about his motive. I don't even think he had a motive. Yeah, he didn't even talk about his motive of why he does what he does. Didn't care about his abilities. Was so darn confusing because he had, like, he was using like the force strength, like, you know, like Darth Vader. And then at the end, he got taken out by ants. Well, what, really? Also, listen. There is a group of really bad MCU movies, okay?
Phase 4.
And so far, yes, everything, even the TV shows here lately, is just horrible. I would put this right next to Captain Marvel. of bad.
Ooh, yeah. I would actually put this under Captain Marvel. Because at least Captain Marvel advanced something resembling the shambling hulk of a plot. This one was just an excuse to use bad CGI.
There was so many horrible jokes that went on in this movie that made it too long. Like, I just can't. The jokes were not funny whatsoever. It's like telling a fart joke and then having that moment of silence until the other person smells it. And then the other person's like, "Did you fart?" "No." "Yeah, you did." "No." That's pretty much what we were working with. That's the type of dialogue we had. It was, I wasted money on this crap. I'm just going to say it. I did. And I'm so sorry. I want to kick my own butt for doing so. This movie was just so pointless.
The worst part is Ant-Man is the first recognizable hero, the first Avenger anybody would recognize, and he points this out repeatedly in the movie. He is the first recognizable Avenger, sort of, to get his own movie back, okay, in a while, because we've been suffering through Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, all the other yada yadas. We went through Thor: Love and Thunder. They treated him like a joke. We went through all these other things. The only good superhero movies lately have been the Spider-Man movies. We have a new one coming out soon anyway, so thank goodness for that. It's the animated one. But it is just a slog. Now, this movie is going to make a lot of money. It's already projected to be making $225 million this weekend. Domestic and international. But because there's nothing else out there.
No.
Chris, do you have any idea? Hold on. Whoa. Hold on. I'm going to make a salient point here. We do these aftermath videos to do movie reviews.
Yes.
Do you know when the last aftermath we recorded was?
It's been a while, I know.
3 months.
But hold on.
That was the last time I saw a movie.
That's not the reason why this movie will make money. It has gotten to the point where Marvel has done this whole thing to where you have to watch these. You have to watch the movies, you have to watch the series, so you know what's going on, so you can watch the next one that you really want to watch.
Or, alternatively, you can take the off-ramp and stop caring, and then you don't have to see any of them anymore to tell what's going on, because who frickin' cares? I am warning you right now, the next Avengers movie is going to be led by Ms. Marvel. No one's going to care. The bloom is off the Marvel rose, and we already know we're getting Marvel Light from James Gunn over at the DC Universe. Chris finally showed me the Flash trailer. What a steaming pile that looks like. I mean, I can understand why you want... Yes, I understand you want to get excited about it because you get to see Michael Keaton as Batman, and you're excited because you get to see all the Batman back.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap because that pedophiliac Ezra Miller is attached. I will not be watching the Flash movie. No. No. Oh, by the way, Bill Murray was in Ant-Man and the Wasp: QUANTUMANIA, and I don't care.
Yeah, Bill Murray makes an appearance, and honestly, it was a waste. Like, he didn't need to be there.
Well, you know
at all.
Do you know who Bill Murray played?
I don't care.
No. Don't worry about the character's name or anything. Bill Murray played Bill Murray in a guest starring role. Bill Murray knew this was stunt casting. He knew that was the only reason he was in the film was stunt casting, and he treated it as such. Completely disengaged, completely humorless, couldn't care less, collected his paycheck, went home, like Bill Murray does.
Oh,
we got 15 minutes into this review before we even talked about him.
oh, and we have MODOK.
Modork. Mental organism designed only for ridiculous crap. But
oh my goodness.
we got MODOK, and Chris, you sent me a text this morning to remind me, and because I never saw the original film, if you have seen Spy Kids, you have seen this scene.
Yeah, I didn't know it until I saw that. I was like, oh my goodness, you're right.
There's a meme floating around right now that points out that there's a scene in Spy Kids where the sister and the brother are sitting there in their little action outfits, and they're looking at this dude with a huge head. You fast forward, what is it, 20 years to Quantumania. You got a guy and a
Dressed
girl.
the same.
Dressed the same, but they swapped colors.
Okay. Sure.
Because in Spy Kids, the sister wore the red. In this one, Ant-Man wears red. And Wasp wears yellow. But again, you got a giant head with a little pair of arms and a little pair of legs. Direct ripoff. Direct lift. I'm sure they'll say it's an homage, but it was a ripoff. Or most likely, because they are completely uncreative, they're like, hey, we can use that. This was phoned in from start to finish. So, do you want to waste any more time on this, Chris, or should we just record our episode of Geeking Out this week?
You know what?
Let's record. Let's move on. We'll move on. Okay, we got the roll of 5. We got to go through. Okay, now we'll go over it real quick. If I remember, I'll try to put it somewhere on this screen. For movies, our roll of 5 is as follows. We'll give it a 5 if it's worth a Saturday night with a date. 4 if it's good for an afternoon matinee. 3 on Blu-ray or DVD. 2 maybe on Netflix. 1 on Pluto TV. 0 means not even drunk. 0. We give this 0 stars. They're going to make a fortune. I can't wait to see the percentage of the drop-off in weekend 2.
Here's the thing. Sometimes with bad movies, they're so bad that you can watch them with friends so you can laugh at it. You know? Like Twilight bad. This wasn't even that.
I actually thought about this yesterday. There are movies. Now, I'm a Mystery Science Theater fan. Okay, yeah. I love MST3K. The new ones, I'm kind of losing my favor for because they're pretty stupid. But I love Mystery Science Theater because they take movies that are so bad and make them fun. There are movies that are so bad that, like Manos, The Hands of Fate. It's so atrociously bad that it actually circles the earth and becomes good again. Okay, it goes halfway around the earth and it actually becomes enjoyable to watch because you just can't wait to see how bad the next scene is. So you actually start enjoying yourself. This is where Mystery Science Theater shines. This movie is so bad. It started out bad. It went halfway around the world and became good, and then went halfway around the world and became bad again, and then just plopped and just squirmed there for the next hour and 20 minutes.
And the wild thing about this movie is that it was created by the people who did Rick and Morty, I believe it was. And there's like alien characters in this movie, and all of them looked horribly early 90s cartoonish.
Bad. Well, it wasn't like bad CGI. It was just bad characters.
It was just like, why?
Okay, I'm going to confess something right now. The reason we never really talk about Rick and Morty on this show, because it's not that good, and it's never been that good. I don't give a crap about Rick and Morty. I don't think anybody involved is very talented. I've seen a few episodes, and I'm like, why in the world is this... I know why this is still on the air, because somebody at Adult Swim has pictures. It's the only way. Now, get the guys behind the Lego movies involved. Give them a superhero movie. That would be hilarious to watch, because they actually did it. They did it with Lego Batman. Yeah. And if you can be anybody, you should be anybody. But if you can be Batman, you should always be Batman. That's where that came from, those two guys. Phil Lord and something else. Can't remember the other one. Anyway. This movie should end the careers of everyone involved. That's how terrible this is. Zero, flat zero, not even drunk, not even high. Even if you're comatose, this is a cure for coma. The movie is so bad, if you have a loved one who is currently in a coma, get a bootleg DVD of this so they'll never make a dime off of it, and then go and just plug it on constant repeat in their hospital room, and guaranteed they'll be alive and awake within an
just
hour.
to shut it off.
Just shut it off. It's a miracle. So,
I'm not going to sleep, but
so final thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Chris, both give it a 0. I think we should do old school Cisco and Ebert type of deal and give it 2 thumbs down.
You'll give it 2 thumbs down. I'll give it 2 fingers up. So, rot, Kevin Feige, just rot. You have officially entered Kathleen Kennedy territory. May you sit there and just wallow in your own creative filth. So, until next time, hopefully we'll be in a much better mood.
Well, next time we'll be watching Shazam.
Now that one I'm going to try to give the benefit of the doubt to. I want to like this movie. I really do. I actually like the first one more than most people did, but that's just because I'm a Shazam homer. But we'll see what happens when Shazam Wrath of the Gods comes up. So, I think that's what it's called, right? Whatever. Till next time, Spike.
Chris.
And we'll see you next time on Geeking Out.